Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading will be a weekly reading focusing on the energy surrounding us during the week of July 30th through August 5th, 2018. So happy August. Welcome to August. Can't believe we are getting into the fall nearly, right? It's amazing. Summer went by very quickly. So the deck that I'll be using for the reading is the Good Tarot deck by Colette, Baron-Reid, and I will pull one additional card from the Soul's Journey lesson card deck by James Van Praagh. Just a reminder, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. The only way to get a truly personalized reading focusing on you and what's going on in your life would be to order a private reading from me. If you're interested, you can send me an email at changingphasestarot@gmail.com. You can also take a look at my site, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find pricing as well as the types of videos that I offer, video readings. Or you could also connect with me using the Instantgo app. Just download the app to your phone, and once you have it installed, you can search me up. I'm Changing Phases Tarot. All right, so let's get started. Spirit, I have already shuffled off camera, but I'll give the deck a few more shuffles. Spirit, what are the energies surrounding us during the week of July 30th through August 5th, 2018? What do we need to know? What are the energies surrounding us during the week of July 30th through August 5th, 2018? What are the messages for the week of July 30th through August 5th? Okay, one last shuffle. Let's go. Divide the deck into three. And we have, as our first card, the Eight of Air. This will be the Eight of Swords, followed by the Nine of Air. This will be the Nine of Swords, and the King of Fire. This will be the King of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, our overall energy for the week. We have the Messenger of Water. This would be the Knight of Cups. Let's see. Yeah. And immediately below that is the Ace of Fire. So it could have something to do with a new beginning, a new job offer, a new creative project, right? A new endeavor, new opportunities coming in. And let's pull one additional card from the Soul's Journey deck. The Spirit, one additional message for the week of July 30th through August 5th. What do we need to know? What are the energies surrounding us during the week of July 30th through August 5th? One card, one additional message. Okay, that one wanted to come out. And the card is Doubt. And this is a beautiful sort of hunter green with yellow is the mandala in the middle. But it says Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. Interesting. Okay, so beginning here with the Eight of Air. So we have the Eight of Air and the Nine of Air. Okay, so progression, moving towards, I would say, completion, because, the nines and the tarot, they're sort of, it's when you're nearly at the end of something. The tens are at the ending, because after that brings in the, this new beginning of the ace. So nearing, we have a progression here. And I think it's, even though the Nine of Air is not the best of cards, and there's sort of a progression from this 8 to 9, I would say that it is moving in the, sort of the direction of completion, completing the cycle. So The suit of air is, swords. It's air energy, so it has to do with our minds. It's the suit of the intellect. It's how we, it's the suit of where we come up with our ideas, setting our intentions. Is also how we communicate with other people, how we communicate those ideas, right? Get our ideas across. So it's very much, it's in our mind. So these are things that, aren't necessarily sort of happening. It's really about what's going on in our minds and how we perceive the situation, what's happening, because, beginning with this Eight of Air, the Eight of Swords, it's typically, both of these cards are difficult energies, because the Eight of Swords, it's a card of feeling, trapped, feeling stuck in a situation, feeling as though there's no way for you to get out. But it is just in your mind, right? So this isn't actually true. There is a way out. There is, if this is, for example, at work, if you're feeling that I'm stuck in this sort of dead-end job, not going anywhere really, and, I feel as though where I'm living, I'm kind of stuck in the situation. I don't earn enough money to be able to, move to a better place to live, or, what I'm earning right now isn't enough, but there really aren't that many opportunities where I live, so I guess I'll just kind of stay here even though I'm not happy. So it's feeling as though you're stuck, but you're not stuck. I mean, you could make the decision to, okay, it might not be the easiest of decisions, but you could make the decision to quit that job, to get another job, even if it's paying the same amount of money. It might be something that, makes you happier, but you're not stuck, right? It's just about coming up with, or maybe changing your perspective, or coming up with a way to find your way out of, or see out of that particular situation. So this is as we come into the week. There might be, for some of you watching, there might be a situation that you are dealing with that, you sort of feel trapped. And usually, this deck, it's called the Good Tarot, and it doesn't show the cards like you might be used to seeing them, in the traditional tarot. This Eight of Air, or Eight of Swords, it usually has, this woman, and she's, it's like she's blindfolded, and she's surrounded by swords. So the swords are they serve as this mental prison. They're surrounding her, keeping her prisoner there, and she feels trapped, right? It's this sort of, she's the victim. She feels as though there's no way out. She's trapped in that situation. She usually has a blindfold on, but she could take off the blindfold. She could wiggle her way through the gaps, of the swords and get out of it. So, there is a way out, but for whatever reason, she's feeling trapped, right? Sometimes it can have to do with needing to see things for as they really are, releasing any type of feelings of denial, gaining a new perspective or clarity to see that, okay, things really aren't as bad as what I might have thought they are, right? And so it's about getting rid of that, saying goodbye to whatever this sort of negative thinking of feeling entrapped, and knowing that you have a way to get out of that, right? It is just in your mind here. It's not reality, right? You can create the reality by choosing to change jobs, leave the relationship, whatever this Eight of Air means for you in your life. It's not, it's only in your mind. Now, the Nine of Air, like I said, it's sort of this progression, but nines are, sometimes this Nine of Air or Nine of Swords is referred to as the nightmare card, because it's this repetitive, and you can see that this woman, right, she's surrounded by the birds, and the birds are flying round and round and round and round. So it's this, repetitive thought pattern. But again, it's just thoughts, right? It's only in your mind. But it's, it's the card of anxiety. It's the card of, if there's something that, that has been worrying you, or you're trying to make a decision, whatever this, situation is, you're feeling trapped, you're moving out of that, but you're still kind of caught up in this negative, repetitive kind of self-doubt, or just this negative thought pattern, these repeating thoughts going over and over and over, right? Whatever this is in your mind. So again, there's a need, much like here, there's a need for clarity, a need to get out of this mentality. With the Nine of Air, there's also this need for, you to sort of shift any type of negative self-talk, start, having more self-compassion with this card, move out of this fear mentality, because that's all it is, right? It's this fear. You feel as though you're trapped, but it's this fear of not being able to get out of this. It's a fear that, and then again, fill in the blank. Whatever this Nine of Air is for you is keeping you up at night. It could be, your job situation. This could be, a relationship. Whatever it is for you, there's a need to release that. There's a need to, not allow your negative thoughts and this fear kind of take over, because and I do think that you're moving out of that, because the outbound energy is this King of Fire. And he is all about, sorry, going back to this Nine of Air and Eight of Air, yes, there is this, need for clarity, but it's also a need or a call to have faith, right? To have faith that, okay, once I decide to get out of this negative thought pattern, oops, sorry, dropping things will work out for me, right? And this King of Fire in this particular deck, you can see that he looks more like sort of the hermit, or, he has this beautiful burning heart sitting, at the center of his chest here. And so he's a very spiritual card in this particular deck. He's usually we think of this as, this could be an older fire sign individual. So if he is, then he would be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, usually an older figure, right? Male or female. But the king, the king is very much about, he's in control. He's very inspirational. He inspires others. He's that born leader. I mean, people look to him, if there's a new project to begin, he's the trailblazer, right? He trusts in his own abilities. He's ready to take the risk. So I think that this is more about, I don't feel this is somebody coming in for you here. I think this is a need for you to take on the energy of this King of Fire, right? And sort of you take control of the situation. You take matters into your own hand. You embark upon whatever this new, and there could be this new opportunity coming in, but you do so, trusting that it's the right thing to do. You are leading sort of for yourself, because you're leading yourself out of this negative thought pattern. But, you are also, you might be leading others. Others might see this move as, courageous, and might end up sort of following you. Or you might, indirectly even sort of encourage others, right? Or inspire others, because the suit of fire, wands, it's fiery energy. So it's very passionate, right? We usually associate it with the job, our work, day-to-day matters. It also has to do with creativity, creative endeavors, as well as our own drive, determination for doing those things. It's about feeling very passionate about something, feeling very excited about something. And like I was saying, in this deck, he's a little bit different, right? He's more of a spiritual influencer in this deck. So he's somebody who, he's sort of very much aligned with spirit. And he's about, using his own abilities. He trusts in his own abilities. He trusts in his own vision. And he's a born leader, but he's also spiritual, so there might be, for some of you, there might be a need to kind of get in touch with the more spiritual side. This could be just meditating. This could be, using your intuition. I know as a fire sign, we don't usually kind of think of him as using his intuition, as being associated with the suit of fire. But I think that, with him appearing as this spiritual type of leader, there could be a need to focus on that. And especially with this water, we have the Knight of Water, the Messenger of Water, as the overall energy. The suit of water, it deals with our emotions, our feelings, our relationships, but it's also the suit of psychic abilities, intuition, right? Needing to use your intuition. So there could be that for some of you. But with this as the overall energy, there could be news coming in. This could be news of something or an offer coming in, right? Here in this deck, the Knight is called the Messenger, but typically, I mean, in the traditional tarot, this would be the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is, you know, he's usually shown as like the knight in shining armor, right? He's sort of that very romantic type figure who he comes in on his horse and he gives you the Holy Grail. He brings in this beautiful new, you know, offering of love or offering that's going to make you very happy. And knights in the tarot, yes, they can bring messages, but they also, you know, they bear gifts. They can bring in things, and they also act on things, right? So this could be just something news or a new opportunity, but then acting on this new opportunity. So you might be, again, could be a person, but I usually view the pages, the knights, more as, you know, events happening, just something happening, as opposed to a person. If it is a person, this would typically be more of a middle-aged water sign individual, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, male or female. Again, doesn't, you know, in these general readings, it's not gender specific. So this person could be bringing you an offer. This could be bringing you news of an offer. This person could also be bringing in, you know, like a new offering of love. This could be a new relationship starting up with this water sign individual. And it's bringing you, you know, a great deal of happiness. It could be a very passionate type of relationship as well, something that you feel very excited about. If this isn't a relationship, there could be, you know, it could be a new job offer coming in, you know, something that's going to fulfill you, you know, something that's going to be very, very good for you, that you're going to feel very happy about. And it could be coming in just as an event. It could be brought in by this water sign individual. It could, if this is you taking on the energy of this messenger or Knight of Water, Knight of Cups, this could be you being more emotional. You know, with it being water energy, there's also this sort of psychic abilities, right? Intuition, needing to focus on, you know, your intuition at this time, psychic abilities. But it's also about acceptance and, you know, loving yourself in order to love others, as, you know, so there's a definite message of self-love that comes through, especially in this particular deck. And it's also about, you know, a card of kind of releasing fear as well. In this deck, it really has to do with, you know, letting go of any anger or resentment or fear. There's that message also with this messenger of water. And, you know, we have these two anxiety, fear-based cards up here with the Eight of Knights. So there could be, you know, you're being called to release this negative thought pattern, whatever worries, you know, it's just in your mind. It's anxiety. It's a terrible thing, you know, and it can't, but I mean, it's not like we choose to be anxious, but this card is encouraging us to release, right? Release this negative thinking, release this, you know, all of this fear-based thinking, tune into you know, this self-love. And if this is something new that's coming in, I think that you're definitely feeling very excited about it with the, you know, this messenger of water with the king of fire. I think it's very exciting, and it could move you out of this. It could get rid of this negative thought pattern. Okay, let's see what the Soul's Journey card says. It's doubt. And this card says, it's impossible for the human brain to comprehend the mysteries of the universe. You are only consciously aware of the three dimensions for a reason, and that is to learn to love without the full awareness of your connection to spirit. Everyone has his or her own personal path to this awareness, and there is no right or wrong answer as long as your goal is to manifest the energy of love and compassion. The wisdom of the divine trickles into the physical dimension, and some of it will resonate with your soul and some will not. These are your signposts and guide you to your correct path. If the wisdom resonates with you and seems right, then keep it. If not, release it back to the universe. Always be aware and mindful of the insights that your spirit guides and teachers put on your path. And again, the message on the card is, I release the need to know all the answers. Okay, so it's about releasing doubt. And again, the message came through here for the release, right? There's some type of release that you're being asked to release, this negative thought pattern, any type of fear, doubt, because it looks as though, there are new things coming in, possibly new love, which, if you're not dating right now, and, if you have been on your own, if you've been thinking about getting back onto the, dating scene, this is about releasing any type of fear associated with that. I mean, it's not always easy to get back out there, right? But if you release this, all of the doubt and the fear, you could have this beautiful new, offering of love coming in with the messenger of water. For others, this could have to do with, any type of situation. Maybe this is, within sort of a family. Maybe there's been, conflict. You felt very sort of tied or stuck in a situation, but then, there's a release needed. And then, and the King of Fire is very much about, he's very creative. He pushes ahead. He makes his decision, and he goes for it. Just trusting that things will work out, and he also trusts in himself that he has what it takes to go after whatever this is. So, more self-love, more compassion, self-compassion, and then a definite call to release doubt, release fear, release this negative thought pattern. All right, so I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful week. Bye for now.